Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and jump into this video. The first product we're going to be using is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Don't ask how I got my hands on this. I really don't know. I feel like it's in stock right now again. Let's just say that people have been loving this primer and I've actually been loving it as well. So we're going to be jumping into this. So here's what it looks like on the inside right here. Just kind of like a little putty paste kind of thing. And what I like to do is I like to just put it pretty much all over my face, but I like to focus it more in the middle parts of my face where all my wrinkles are at, smile lines, all of that. And then I also like to dab it under the eyes just for a good priming effect. Alright, so just a heads up if you hear any weird noises, that is my dog. He's down there chewing on a bone right now, so he makes a lot of weird noises. Alright, so now we're going to go into a foundation that I've never used before. This is the Becca, I believe it's called the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation, and this is the shade Fair. So I've actually always wanted to try this foundation, but I wasn't sure if this was a cruelty-free brand or not. So I googled it the other day because I found this in TJ Maxx and it was literally $8 in TJ Maxx. Mind you guys, this is like a high-end brand that I've never used. I don't think I've used any of their stuff. I'm pretty sure not, but for some reason I wasn't thinking that they were cruelty-free. I'm not sure why, but if you don't know or if you're new to my channel, I am cruelty-free, so everything I use is cruelty-free. And if I'm incorrect, please correct me in a nice way so I can fix that. But this is in the shade Fair, and I almost put this on my face the other day to try it, and I could just tell as soon as I opened it that it was not fair. So anyways, I'm going to use it on camera because, you know, you can't always tell like how terrible something looks on camera. So anyways, when you open it up, it pops open this little cap right here, which is kind of cool, but also not my favorite kind of form of foundation. So you take this out and it has like a little dropper thing. So I guess you just drop it onto the face. A little too orangey for me, definitely not fair in my eyes. What the word fair means, kind of hard to pick up the product. Like you go into there and it's really hard. But anyways, we're just going to see how it looks on the face. I'm using my Morphe blending sponge. I've actually heard really good things about this foundation multiple times, that it looks really, really good. I don't think it's meant to be like super full coverage, but I just wanted to use it today and just see how it looks. And honestly, blended out, it doesn't look that dark. So I am going to put on more because I want a little bit more coverage, but definitely on my like no makeup days so far, I can tell that it's going to look, you know, good for no makeup days. So we're just going to blend it out, keep blending it, see how it looks. So far this little dropper thing does not work good. It's really hard, so I'm going to kind of try to just dump it out. Yeah, that's probably a lot easier, honestly. So far the foundation looks really, really good on the skin. It looks really beautiful, actually. Looks super dewy, super nice and glowy, but definitely a little bit more natural for like more everyday looks, not for this bold look that I'm planning on creating today. But I definitely do see myself wearing this more. I hope maybe if I go back to TJ Maxx, they will have like a lighter shade of it. Or since if I know, like if I learn to like this, then I could just go buy the full price one. But you guys know I'm cheap, so I probably won't do that. I'll probably just keep looking like an orange, you know, non-matching face person. You can build it up, as I can tell. It does build up, so that's a good thing so far, that it can build up. Definitely I'm looking super orange, so I'm going to blend this down my neck. Alright, so I blended it down the neck a little bit, but one thing I can say is that it looks very, very beautiful. Obviously I don't know how it wears throughout the day, but it does so far feel very greasy on the skin. That's not something I mind too much if I am just going out, not really doing too much, maybe if I'm just sitting at work kind of thing. But if you are going to be doing a lot, going to be in the sun or anything like that, I recommend setting it with a powder or wearing a different foundation because it's very sticky. I can feel like the greasiness on my face, honestly. So now we're going to go into the Jeffree Star Concealer, Magic Star Concealer. This is in the color C3. Okay. So this is in the color C3. We're just going to put this everywhere that we would for concealer. And yeah, my dog is attacking my other dog right now, so he's barking. Yep, he's attacking my other dog. Evan? Okay, so now we're going to set our under eyes and everywhere we put concealer at with this pretty Vulgar translucent powder. This is the Powder Room Matte About It translucent setting powder. I love this powder. It works pretty good on my skin, but I'm really not sure how it's going to look on this foundation since matte powders do tend to add a little bit more coverage in my opinion under my eyes, and this isn't too coveragey. So yeah, I'm just going to put it pretty much everywhere we just put concealer. Now I'm just taking this brush right here. This is my favorite brush to do this with. This is the Morphe M438 brush, and I just use it to wipe off the powder off of my face, and if I do not put so much powder on, I use this to kind of pat it. It's so good, so soft, and just very, very pointed and perfect to getting into very tight spaces on your face. Okay, so far, honestly, I think the foundation looks so good on the skin, but it is so greasy. I'm not going to set the rest of my face just because I'm really not into powder, but truthfully, if you buy this foundation, you need to set your entire face because it feels like pure, like oily grease on my face. Alright, so the next item we got the other day was actually another brand that I've never used before, at least I don't think I have, and I've never used this product before. This is Laura Geller bronzer right here. So here's the outside packaging and here's the inside. Looks so beautiful. Looks like the most beautiful color for bronzer. This is called Beach Matte Baked Hydrating Bronzer Siesta Medium. So I just fell in love with how it looked, and again, I got this at TJ Maxx for like $8. And then the next products that we're going to use with the next products are these e.l.f. brushes right here. So I've always wanted these e.l.f. brushes, but for some reason, like even though my hair is in it, it's my bad. So even though e.l.f. is a very drugstore cheap, affordable brand, for some reason these brushes are just so expensive at the store. And I found these three in a collection. I'm pretty sure everything I got there was like $8 at TJ Maxx, and I got these for $8 in a collection. So that was super cool. Might have been like $7 or something like that, but it definitely wasn't more than that. I was super excited because I've always wanted these. So this is the e.l.f. Cosmetics 101 brush right here. It's very big for bronzing, so we're going to use this for bronzing. They're so soft. I've just always wanted these. So we're going to go into the bronzer. We're just going to bronze up the face and see how it looks. I'm just going to start bronzing, and then I'm going to add some kind of contour effect maybe. But just bronzing up my face everywhere that I normally do. And honestly, so far it looks very, very good. It's blending out really, really well. The color looks really, really good on my skin tone. I mean, truly and honestly, so far I'm really loving how this bronzer looks on the skin. It's looking so good. And now I'm going to go in with this little cool looking thing. I don't even know. This is the 102 brush from e.l.f. And it's like, I don't know, it's just shaped cool. So we're just going to use the same bronzer because why not? So I'm going into that. Basically, I think this is just for like more of a contour effect. So we're going to use that to kind of contour it up. And you know, I don't really contour too much, but I mean, that looked pretty cool. I feel like that kind of like did a little something. Feels nice on the face. Definitely feels like it's blending it out as a contour, so it's not just a sharp line. I feel like it is. I don't know if I'm using it right, but it does give like a nice line right there. So that's cool. So far so good. I'm excited because I've always wanted this brush specifically because it just looked cool and I didn't know like what the purpose was, but I think that's what it's for. So bronzer and brushes are awesome. I'm really loving them, and I love TJ Maxx. So the next brush right here, I believe you can use for blush or bronzer or contour, of course. This is the e.l.f. 103 brush, so pretty simple named, 101, 102, 103. So this is the 103 brush right here. It's like shaped pretty differently, but I'm going to use this blush, but I would honestly on a regular day probably use it for bronzer and contour. But since, I didn't realize this. I have used Laura Geller before. So this is the Laura Geller bronzer. This is the Laura Geller blush right here. So this is, I didn't know I had any Laura Geller products, honestly. But this is Laura Geller blush. And I love this blush. I use this a lot. It's a baked blush and brighten in Tropic Hues. So here's the inside right here. I did not get this at TJ Maxx. I got this in my BoxyCharm a while ago. So just using this brush right here going in. And we're just gonna blush it up. And so far it looks very good together. Like those look super good. This kind of like works pretty good as a blush brush. I feel like it's wide enough and it kind of makes it blend very well. So I feel like you can use this for multiple things. I think it's good for like contouring, bronzing, and then adding blush. I don't know, I really like that. These brushes are pretty bomb. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with this Morphe brush right here. This is the Morphe M510 brush. And then we're going to go into the e.l.f. highlighter. This is in White Pearl, looks like this. I'm basically just going to put this pretty much all over the face. Alright, now just going in with this e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set Spray and just spraying my face. And actually I'm going to spray my neck as well, even though you guys can tell that big light white difference. So just ignore that, but I'm going to spray my neck as well just so it kind of sets, because this is very oily even on the neck. Alright, so I'm back. I just went ahead and did my brows off camera because it's a lot easier for me. I used the BrowGal Convertible Brow in 02, which looks like this on the inside. Mine's very used. And then I used the e.l.f. Gel Wow Brow and I believe Neutral Brown. Alright, so it's eye time and I'm really excited because I kind of have an idea of what I want to do, but I don't really know too much, but I know what colors I want to use. So I know this is a product that a lot of people didn't like, but I've always wanted it just to see if I didn't like it or liked it. Alright, so this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. It looks like this on the inside, and it does come with a brush right here, which, yeah, we're going to use this little brush today. So a lot of people have always talked bad about this. So I'm really cheap, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I never bought this. But I bought this at TJ Maxx, and it was literally $20. I feel like TJ Maxx kind of does something with their products that they get and sell there. Just repress it or something like that. I don't really give a shit as long as it's not going to like kill me or something. So I got this for $20. I believe it's like normally $45 or something like that. So I'm excited today. So pretty much, I'm not going to give you guys like a full review on this palette because I think I only want to use one color in this palette today. So I'm going to go into the brush it comes with. I'm going to go into this color right here, which is this kind of greeny, like, it's kind of like a green color. So it's called Untamed. I'm going to go into that. One thing about Anastasia products, or their eyeshadows, are super powdery. So that's like super powdery right there. I feel like all their eyeshadow palettes are like that. So I'm just going to go in and we're going to pack this color very, very heavily. And I think, honestly, I kind of want to do like a V shape. So I'm going to kind of make like a V shape, but I'm going to pack it mostly in this part until I got the shape of where I want it. So basically just packing it in the crease right now.
Me now, 'cause lately you've been feeling down. You lay awake alone at night. Oh.
I mean, I'm already getting a lot of fallout, which is not really something I like too much. I'm not going to complain about it too much because I know I can do my foundation like after, but that's like fallout that's sticking to my skin, and I hate when that happens. It honestly just pisses me off. So a little bit too much fallout for my liking. I'm kind of trying to tap it off and kind of packing it just on the outer part, and in the crease again, just packing it, not worrying about blending. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and fix that area with concealer because I'm not really in the mood to get like cranky and start throwing shit, because I get really pissed off when my makeup messes up when I'm filming. So we're just going to try to get rid of that. It's really hard to get rid of fallout, like dark colors on some foundations, and that's kind of how it's looking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump the translucent powder we were using earlier, and I'm hoping this is going to help. I'm going to go ahead and pack it under my eyes again, even though I feel like my under eyes are looking pretty darn good right now. I'm going to pack it so any fallout that we do get, I can hopefully dust away. So just kind of caking it on right here basically, and then I'll go in with blush and highlighter and kind of fix it. So before we pack too much more color on, I'm going to go into the blending side, and I'm not using a color to blend this out yet, but I'm just using it to kind of just diffuse it, blend it properly and all that. This side of the brush is kind of rough, so I don't really, yeah, this brush is kind of crusty, so I'm going to switch to a different brush. So the brush we're going to be using is from Allmar Cosmetics. Doesn't have a name, but it just is like a little blending brush. So just using that to kind of blend and diffuse that color out. And then I'm going in again, and that didn't blend out like too roughly, so I'm going in again. I'm going to go in a little bit higher because I do want this to be a little bit higher. shown because I do have very hooded eyes and I do want this to show. Alright, and before blending it out, I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Alright, so I kind of decided where I want to do with this. I'm going to go back in with that color we were still using and kind of just place it mostly on the outer part. Make sure this out part and everything like that is pretty deep in color, and then we're going to wipe this powder off and sharpen it up just to see how it looks, because I kind of know what I want to do and I just like don't know what I want to do. So basically just kind of making sure this is on the outer part like pretty deep and built up on color. Alright, so taking the brush we used earlier and just wiping off all of that powder, hoping it still looks good. And I'm just going to go back into the blush and just add a little bit more blush just because I feel like it needs a little bit more blush. I'm not going to fix the highlighter because I don't really care about the highlighter too much right now because it looks pretty good. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with a sharp brush and the concealer we were using and just sharpening it up this eye area. For some reason I always suck at using like concealer to sharpen up eye looks, but we're gonna try. Alright, so now I'm taking this brush right here. This is the Morphe M506 brush, just a very thin blending brush, super awesome. I wiped it off, so I'm hoping there's no other colors coming off of it, but I know I've used dark colors with it and haven't cleaned it yet, so we'll see what happens. But this is the Skeddit Beauty Skull Neon Pigment right here. This is in the color Sucker, so it's super neon orange. It actually doesn't even show on camera how neon it is. So just taking it into the cap, and we're going to use this to blend out the top part and kind of round this area of the eye part of the eyeshadow. So just taking it, using a thin brush just so we can make sure we really get it focused on the areas we're wanting it at, and just seeing how this blends out. Alright, so before I fix up this part right here, I'm going to go into that green color we were using and smoking it under my eyes, and then just putting that orange under the eyes. So now I'm wiping off that orange pigment we were using and going back into that green color. We keep using this green color. So going into that, and what I'm doing is, because some of the orange kind of fell down and kind of faded out this darker color, I'm just using this to kind of blend the darker and orange together. So basically just tracing out the top part of my crease. So it's not super sharp, but it's like blended in a sense. So kind of just using that to kind of blend those two together without taking away that neon color. Alright, so now I'm just going in with concealer. This is the Jeffree Star concealer that we were using earlier. I'm just going in, picking it up on this flat brush, and then I'm going to be like cutting out like my crease a little bit. I don't really know how to describe the shape because I don't really know what it's going to look like until it's done. So yeah, just watch and see what happens, because you know, I don't even know what I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm just taking this clean side of the brush because the other side isn't clean. I'm taking the clean side of this brush, going in with the powder we were using, and I'm going to go ahead and start setting the eyelids. And then I'm going to do the other thing, the other eye off camera. But basically, as you can tell, I kind of like cut the lid and I just like drew this like little line thing. So yeah, that's what we're just going to call it, like this little line thing. So I'm now going to go in with that flat brush and go into the color Electric, which is this kind of greeny yellow color right there. It's a shimmery color. I'm just spraying my brush and picking it up, and then I'm going to start laying it all over the middle part of the lid. So far it's a really pretty color. And then I'm going to go in with my ring finger and just start laying it a little bit more so I can get more pigment out of it. I feel like the finger kind of helps it sometimes. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go in with that color and I'm going to put that on the inner corner so I don't forget. I've been forgetting my inner corner a lot lately and I don't know why. I'm actually going to spray it. I'm just taking like a little pencil-y brush. I mean, that's kind of like too yellow in the inner corner, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to add some highlighter to it. Just taking that yellowy kind of golden white color highlighter we were using on the cheeks and popping it on the inner corner as well. Alright, so now I'm going in with this NYX Glitter Primer Glue thing, and I'm going to go in, and this is so old, guys. I asked you guys on Twitter the other day, just because I know this works for me. I know it works, but I just wanted something new, and I asked you guys on Twitter the other day what was like a really good primer, and you guys all said this, so I guess I'm going to stick to this right now, but I'm just putting this on the back of my hand. So now I'm just taking this very thin paintbrush that I got on Amazon. I actually cut it the other day because it just had too many like flyaways and that was annoying. So I'm going in to the glue, and where that leftover line is right here, which I'm actually going to take a closer mirror so I can get closer. I'm just going to start placing the glue where that line is, and my glue's old as hell. It's getting chunky, so I need a new one. Can't blame it on the actual product because I know this shit's old as fuck. It's like, it's a good couple of years, that's for damn sure. So just basically tracing this part of my eye. Right, so now I'm going to just go into that same brush because why not? And I'm going to be taking this Skeddit Beauty Skull Glitter in the color Jolly, which is kind of like a teal-y color. I wish my camera autofocused because that's bullshit. I hate it. But here we go. This is the glitter. Super good. And I'm going to go ahead, and it just dumped everywhere. Glitter is so messy, guys, but we're going to pull this out. Oh, oh. Well, normally my Skeddit glitters have like a little stopper in it, but I believe I pulled this one out, and so I just dumped it everywhere. Got in my new bronzer. That sucks. Oh my god, it's like my new bronzer. So anyways, obviously we have a lot in the cap, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to go back into my bronzer. We're just going to use the same brush because why not? And we're going to start placing it everywhere we just put that glue at. And honestly, I think it's starting to dry, so I'm going to add a little bit more glue. We're just making a big mess. I'm going to kind of raise my eyebrow a little bit because I have some creasy ass eyelids. Okay, so cool. I don't really know what I just did, but I do like it. And yeah, there's glitter fucking everywhere. So it looks like it's going to be a cleaning day tomorrow because today's Saturday. I mean, that's some pretty ass glitter though. Honestly, you can't really like be mad at glitter, but damn. Alright, so yeah, again, my parents just left, and my favorite eyeliner is in my mom's truck. I don't know why I keep forgetting to get it out. But I'm going to be using this Morphe ink felt tip liner right here and just drawing some wings on my eyes.
I can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down. The cold nights just don't.
Alright, so I'm doing a really bad job at this, so I'm going to fix it up off camera and then I'll come back. Not really trying to teach you guys how to draw wings because I don't even know how to do it myself, so BRB. Alright, so I went ahead and did the eyeliner. I suck. These don't even match, so I'm just going to try to show you guys this side of my eye because these don't even match, honestly, but whatever. So now I'm going to go in with this. This is not even what I want to use. I grabbed the wrong thing. Alright, so now the product I want to go into today is the Milk Cosmetics little star stamp right here. If you guys don't know this or you're new to my channel, I love stars. Stars are something that I've always loved. I don't know why, but I just always loved them. So anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and put this on. I'm going to put this on both sides. No, I'm just going to put this on one side of my eye and I'm going to put it on this side right here. So now we got a little star. Alright, so now we're going to go in with mascara. This is the NYX Cosmetics On The Rise mascara right here. I really love this mascara. I've been really loving it a lot lately. It looks so good. It's kind of like giving you like a falsie effect without putting on falsies, and I suck on putting on lashes, so just use mascara honestly for me. And I'm just going to put this on my top and bottom lashes.
'Cause lately you've been feeling down. You lay awake.
We're going into the last step. This is lipstick. I love lipstick, and I actually really love this one. This is the Kylie Metal Matte Lipstick. This is very old. I don't even know if she sells this anymore because I've had this for years. But this is in the color King K, and I'm just putting it on my lips. It's kind of a rose gold metallic color. Alright, so that is the completed look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. I really like how this turned out. Super fun, super pretty, little you know, a little bit different, but I do really like it. I didn't even know what I was going with. I just kind of knew what colors I wanted to use. I'm loving the like neon orange at the top, the glitter, all of that. Just really loving it. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel as it really helps me out a lot. Let me know down below in the comments what your favorite part of this video was. And let me know like some other ideas, what you'd like to see me film next. And I will see you guys in my next video.
I'm dreaming if you